There's a lot of adults that when they go plant-based, they're worried they're gonna have to make multiple meals for their family.
And that's why we're gonna show you how to make a whole bunch of family-friendly plant-based meals. For my cookie bowl.
Because I know what you're doing. You're just trying to steal all the chocolate chips for your bowl. I know your tricks. To an eggless salad sandwich. And we're gonna stop by Lady Glazed Donuts to see how they make their plant-based donuts.
But first, let's have dessert for breakfast.
Hey everyone, just jumping in here to say hello. This video was shot a while ago for our Bell 5 series, which you can probably tell because Ephraim is a little shorter, a little younger, and let's be honest, his voice is a bit higher. We've put a lot of these videos up in chunks here on the channel, but now we're putting them all together. In fact, you're gonna see a series of these over the upcoming weeks, and we hope you enjoy them. I'd love to take this moment to say hello to some of the people in the comments down below who've said hi to us. Carrie from British Columbia, Constance from Syracuse, Michelle from Horse Creek, Queensland, Australia, Joyce from Minneapolis, Elizabeth from South Wales, and Michael and Pam from Colonial Beach, Virginia. If you would like a shout out here on the channel, all you have to do is say hello to us in the comments down below. Let us know what you think of the video and where you are watching from in the world. If you enjoy these videos and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button down below. And if you've been watching for a long time and you want to support us here on the channel, a couple options include visiting our merch store, which I have a link to down below, and also check out our tip jar, and you can throw some love to us that way too. Back to the video.
The 5-year-old inside of you will thank you, but the adult inside of you will know that you're getting away with something. We're gonna make what is my son's new favorite breakfast, one of them, chocolate chip cookie dough bowl. So it's 2 components. We're making like a healthy cookie for the top, and then we're gonna make a smoothie. But what we've got here is a tablespoon of nut butter. We're using peanut. And then he's gonna add 3 tablespoons of oat flour, a tablespoon of maple syrup, mix that all around until it's nicely combined. You just wanna keep on going until basically you don't see any flour. So now we'll fold in that's a lot of chocolate chips. Oh, are you testing to make sure the chocolate chips are still good?
Yeah, I said there was too many.
Oh, fair enough, good call. Just try to get the chocolate chips nice and mixed around so you don't get all in one cookie. He'll use a half a tablespoon measure to get the right size of the balls, but you can make them whatever size you want. Balls. Just the word ball is just hilarious. Now just roll it in your palms. Just make sure, see how there's like a tons of chocolate chips here and there's lots of dough there. Because I know what you're doing. You're just trying to steal all the chocolate chips for your bowl. I know your tricks. So while he's finishing that, let's start making this smoothie, which is 1 banana, a tablespoon of chia seeds, 1/3 cup of plant-based milk, a tablespoon of nut butter, handful of ice cubes. Another thing I'll often add is a tablespoon of protein powder, but I didn't do it today because Ephraim doesn't need or love it. This is where you gotta work kind of quick. So this is optional, but we always put a little bit of frozen fruit on the bottom of the bowls. So now we're gonna pour this out into our bowls and we'll try to get a nice even amount. Whoa, so that's mine.
What?
This is yours. We're gonna make it more even, give it a second. So then just pop those into your bowl. Now let's give her a taste.
So good.
It's so satisfying. This is a pretty healthy breakfast. There's just a little bit of maple syrup in there.
And chocolate.
And the chocolate. But you could swap it out with raisins if you wanted to, or nuts or whatever. Don't do what he says, but you could.
Keep the chocolate.
Keep the chocolate, we got it. If you've watched the show, you've seen me make a chickpea salad sandwich. But today, we're gonna do one that's even closer to its meaty counterpart.
It's good.
What do we call this? An eggless salad sandwich? What you wanna do is you wanna take firm or extra firm tofu, and what do we do first?
Press it.
We pressed it. So what I'm gonna have Ephraim do is just start to break it apart. And you can make this pretty small because you want it to be like the consistency as if you took a hard-boiled egg and mashed it up. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna make the mixture that's gonna make this really, really taste like eggs. What I've got here is just under a half a cup of unsweetened plant milk, a half a cup of soaked cashews. This is what's gonna give it that really nice fatty flavor. Now we're gonna add our seasonings. What we've got here is a combination of 1 teaspoon of turmeric, onion powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of black salt, also known as calamanach. And what does that do for it?
Makes it taste like egg.
Yeah, it's kind of sulfury, but when you mix it in together, it's really, really nice.
Oh, I can smell the black salt.
Right? Yeah, as soon as you smell it, you're like, oh, that smells like farts. Like farts in a good way. Like, you know how your own farts smell good, but someone else's doesn't? This smells like your own fart.
He's not wrong.
So we're gonna put in 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard and 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. Now, we're gonna blend up this mixture. So now what we're gonna do, is that looking good? This is where the magic happens. We're gonna mix in that delicious flavor. Get it nice and coated.
Oh, wow, that smells so much like my farts.
Okay. So now we're gonna add a nice little texture element. So I've got some chopped up diced celery, and then what makes it my favorite, besides all the other delicious things,
Pickles.
that looks like egg salad. So let's make a little sandwich. Let's put a slice of tomato on the bottom. Just put it on all messy like. Here we go. What do you think?
It's good.
I defy anyone to say that doesn't taste like a typical egg salad sandwich, and the pickles are really what makes it magical for me. What's really great about this is you can make a really big batch, and it'll keep in the fridge for quite a few days. This is also really great inside of a wrap, if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
What should people do with this sandwich?
Smash into your face.
Oh my goodness. Today, I'm working with Mark Brown, one of the founders of Lady Glazed Donuts. But what I was interested to learn is that Mark didn't originally study to be a baker.
No, not at all. Originally, I went to the University of Ottawa for chemical engineering. I couldn't see myself sitting in front of a computer screen just monitoring something, a chemical reaction, pressure in a pipe, viscosity of peanut butter. I didn't want to do that. And so I had always used food to pay for my education and decided, why don't I just do that to make a career out of it?
But what's really unique to me is just how many plant-based vegan options they have on their menu.
I came up in kitchens, and so you walk into a restaurant, you're like, I'll have the vegan option, and you're getting the salad. And so we wanted to kind of flip that on its head, and if you came in, you can't tell the difference between a plant-based and a regular product, and that's intentional. Like, we want someone to enjoy the product just as much, whether or not they subscribe to that diet or not, and not feel that either diet has a diminished experience in our shop.
So what are we gonna do today?
We're gonna make some donuts. First step is the mix. There's a lot of science and math involved in having a really precise, great recipe that can be replicatable. And then that's our fresh yeast. So you're just gonna kind of crumble it all over the flour here.
With my hands?
Yep,
It's kind of like Play-Doh, isn't it?
very much so. With donuts, the dough's a quick turnaround, right? So
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a compressed yeast, you're active a lot faster.
And this is applesauce?
Applesauce, yeah, and you just pour it all over. Next stage, we're just gonna add some water.
Whoa!
Stops on its own.
It's got a real jump to it.
Cage down, and we'll get it going. Once that's done, we add our vanilla and our salt. This batch right here makes about 25 kilos of dough. So out of this 25 kilos, we will cut roughly 200 donuts, and then all of our scrap gets hand chopped into things like our fritters or our Dutchies or cinnamon rolls, things like that. So we're coming to the end of the mix. All right, our dough is done.
How does it get from here to there?
Manual labor. We tell people that CrossFit's free when they get a job here, so.
Well, that's not the way to do it. I'm taking too much, aren't I?
Just grab a bit of flour. We can dust the tops of each of these. Yeah, you're just gonna smooth it out to a little longer piece there, so it's a little bit straighter. You're gonna grab it in the center, lift it up, fold pieces down, just to kind of tuck the dough in so it's ready to rest for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Now we're gonna roll the dough. So we use sort of an automated roller system. It's known as a sheeter, and it helps get the dough really consistently sort of thick all the way around, so that way your donuts are a lot more consistent. So that way the weights always kind of end up the same.
So this is the piece of equipment that I'm missing from my home donuts.
That is. Now we just transfer it over to our table, just work with it.
Is there any like special technique to this? I just plop it down and...
The technique is not to use your wrist. Ultimately, you'll hear the term punching donuts, and the idea is that as you kind of do it, you just kind of really go really fast and just punch them straight through.
It's very they're so soft.
And these are the frying screens, so these go directly into the proofer. So as you set the donut down on here is how it proofs up. So if they're misshapen here, that's how they'll end up in the fryer.
And what's the temperature of this?
We run it at about 35, 37 degrees Celsius with about 65 to 75% humidity.
Okay. And this sits for how long?
They'll sit anywhere between 25 and 35 minutes, just depending on kind of the ambient temperature in the bakery here. But today it's a nice warm day, so they'll be done in about 20, 25 minutes.
So how do we know they're good to go now? What are we looking for?
A nice warm texture, slight little push. You can see it bounces back. So now we just let them sit on the counter for about 2 minutes and they grow a little bit of a skin. That way they're just optimal to fry.
Okay, so when that goes off, I got a boom, 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 right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You're good to go. Flip her over.
Oh no, I'm making a mess out of these things. Apologies to the crew if you get splashed in oil. That is not the intention. Okay.
Another minute and we'll be done.
Whew.
There we go. First batch ready to go.
It's a thing of beauty, Mark.
Thank you.
Now, you've let me design my own donut.
Exactly. We're here to do the PB with Jay.
5-year-old Jeremy is crazy excited right now. So we're gonna put jam in the middle.
Yeah.
So a nice thick layer of your homemade jam, right?
Strawberries, a little bit of lemon juice, sugar, and a touch of apple pectin.
Is the best thing to do is to dip this now?
You want to just kind of dip and give it a twist, and then as you pull it up, you can kind of let any of the excess drip off.
I'm so excited. Next, we're gonna do a peanut butter drizzle. So that's a strawberry glaze on top. What is this?
This is just a berry crumb. So it's just a vanilla kind of cookie crumb that we make, but we incorporate freeze-dried raspberries and strawberries in it to give it that bright, vibrant color and a little bit more of a fruity taste.
And that is the PB with Jay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Come on. Oh my God, it's so good. What do you think?
It's a really nice flavor combination. Dough's great, glaze is great.
So are you gonna put this on the menu?
We certainly can.
I like it. All right. And now, back to the farm. We wanted to make something fun for Super Bowl this year, so what did we make?
Nachos.
More specifically, we made an 8-layer.
Nacho dip.
Shall we do this?
Yep.
Let's start with our bean dip. So what do we got here? We have,
Kidney beans.
that's right. And we're gonna add in a cup of salsa. You got it?
Ooh.
Let her rip. So all we're really looking for here is to make a nice layer of bean dip on the bottom, and the salsa helps to lubricate it a little. That's a weird way to. Let me know when
Why
you're
did
ready.
he say it like that?
Sometimes I throw words in there that I shouldn't use. Now we're gonna make some guacamole really, really quickly. So how I like to cut an avocado is to slice it lengthways, and then to get the pit out, scoop it out into there. Half a teaspoon of salt. Can you cut those limes in half for me? Fresh lime juice.
Luckily, I don't have any cuts in my hand.
Yeah, you'd find out real quick, wouldn't you? Oh, I do have a cut. Mike, that's fun. Mother chuckles, that stings. Boom! Guacamole.
Let me taste some. Or a big chunk of avocado. More lime.
Oh, good call. Now we're gonna make our cheese sauce, and we're gonna add in our 1/3 of a cup of water, a cup of cashews that have been soaked in water. This just helps them blend up nicely. And then we're gonna put in 1 chopped orange pepper. Do you know what the orange is gonna do?
Make it orange.
Yeah, it's gonna give it like a cheese color. And then last but not least,
And 1/4 cup of nooch,
which is,
nutritional yeast.
and what's that gonna do?
Make it cheesy.
All right. Boom.
That'll go so well with the corn and everything.
Yeah, now we're gonna assemble. So first we're gonna start with our,
Bean dip.
spoon it all into the middle, and then you can spread it out from there.
Okay.
Let's get that avocado. Cheese sauce is next. I believe it's salsa next, yeah. So to make your own salsa, you could just do a combination of chopped tomatoes with like some cumin, some chili powder, some paprika, salt. But this is store-bought salsa. Now it's just kind of a mixture of a bunch of things. So it's kind of cucumber. We're gonna throw the corn in there too. Yeah, throw the olives in there.
Whoops.
And then last but not least, just sprinkle those chives all over. So there is our 8-layer nacho dip. Doink. You really gotta reach down to the bottom to get it all. There we go, ready? Half of it ended up on my hand. That's so good. All right, this isn't gonna last. Everyone get in here and eat some. Give me the camera.
Oh man,
Ooh,
so great.
I was blown away how cheesy nooch is.
So as you can see, it's a bit hectic, but this comes together pretty quickly And it helps if you got someone in the kitchen to help you along. Thanks for joining me, bud.
No problem.
Yeah. I'm gonna scrape some off my face now.
Thanks for joining us for this Family Favorites compilation video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, let us know in the comments down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so for more videos like this. In fact, YouTube wants you to watch this video next. They know you, they know what you like, and this is it. And if they're wrong, it's their fault, it's not mine.